of decor. And you know what? We missed her while she was gone, but now she is back. Kimberley Seldon, everyone. Fresh off the plane from Israel.
Yes.
I feel so bad for you. I mean,
know.
you worked so hard.
I know.
Seriously.
It was really a chore to have to visit all these beautiful cities in Israel. My first time, and I really fell in love. It will not be my last time.
I saw on Twitter the pictures, and I was so jealous. It was so gorgeous. I cannot wait to see the tape that you have brought back. And we're only going to see a little bit of it today.
Just a taste.
Just a taste, but we're going to see more from you and Shai throughout the coming episodes of Home Day. But we thought we would take a bit of a lesson from what you saw there when you went to a textile place.
Right.
We're going to talk about mixing your textiles, which can be a little tricky.
It can be a little bit scary, and also where do you start? So what I did is we came up with 3 different ways that are kind of common places to start when you're thinking about pulling fabrics together for your house.
Okay.
So the first way is you start with an amazing carpet.
Look at this
because
one.
typically, now check out the front of this carpet. Like, look at those beautiful ombre colors. Kind of, you're seeing that in fashion, so we're seeing that in home design as well.
Yeah.
Typically, an area carpet or draperies are going to be a couple of the most expensive purchases you make. So starting with a carpet makes a lot of sense. And it actually becomes quite easy after that to build. I'm going to go around you. Can I go around you? To build your color scheme when you've got that as a basic, because you hold up different textiles next to it and you say, oh, look at that. That brown, that khaki, that's right there in the carpet. I know that that's going to be beautiful for my sofa. Look at that. I'll get a little pattern going on my ottoman, a leather chair in the dining room. Suddenly I can see that there's a real flow that's happening, and I'm using the carpet, which is, again, one of the more expensive things, to tell me whether or not the choices I'm making with fabric are the right choice.
And this is the right choice as well, right?
Oh, yeah. And
is it? So this works if you want to go more on the red side. This works if you want to go more on the brown side. You have a few options there.
That's right. And I think sometimes people are very afraid, and they get really hung up on, does it match? So does this match the carpet? No, it doesn't match the carpet. Would it be a beautiful complement to the carpet in the same room? Absolutely it would.
Right.
And I think that's the mark of somebody who's a little bit more brave, a little bit more confident when it comes to decorating, is to be able to mix those choices.
Yeah, no, you have to be brave, and I think that's why so many of us, I mean, we get our audience to come in with audience questions. A lot of them kind of know the answer, but they want you to say it.
Exactly.
They want a designer to say, yes, that's what you're supposed to do.
Exactly.
It helps.
And never be afraid, by the way, of a designer who says, no, that's a bad idea. You're paying them for an opinion, so hopefully they have a strong opinion about whether or not something is good or bad.
Absolutely.
Because there are good and bad choices.
You walk into a hairstylist and you say, I want this haircut, and they're like, honey, that's not for you. Please listen.
Thank you, I know,
like,
right?
They really do. They've got your back. They don't want you walking out of there looking
you know
crazy.
what, it won't matter. It just won't matter. That's not good either, is it? That's just not good. So in this scenario, what happens for me often when a client gives me a job to go and pick fabrics for their home, I love that. I'll go to the fabric store and I will peruse all the hundreds of fabrics, thousands of fabrics they have, and I'll say, you know what, this one, it really speaks to me. This feels like the one that she would love for her draperies. So I check out the price point. If that's a fit, then I'm going to build everything else around it. I'm going to then choose my upholstery weight fabrics to go with it, so I get all my soft furniture, and then I'm going to zhuzh it up, you know, with a little bit of color. So maybe I'm going to throw in some plum because she wants it to be lively. And then I'm going to add the carpet afterwards, probably something a little bit more neutral to pull it all together. But in this case, and this is the way a lot of professional designers work, it often begins with the fabric.
It begins with the fabric.
Yep.
So you have to start somewhere. You need that piece that's going to ground you, that you fall in love with, and then you work around it. Would you ever start with a wallpaper?
I would start with a wallpaper.
You would start with a wallpaper.
And sometimes, let's say the client says, you know what, I've fallen in love with this wallpaper and I have to have it for my master bedroom. Yeah. Great, that's a good jumping off point.
Good.
So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to be looking for fabrics, again, that complement it color-wise, not compete with it scale-wise. So this wallpaper is a fairly small scale. This drapery fabric, large flowers, no competition, so they can go together nicely. And then I'm going to add in some other neutrals that are going to work with it. Again, being careful to make sure that none of the scale of things is competing.
So some have to be small, some have to be big, some should be medium, and that's going to make it work.
That's right. And then you add in the carpet. In this case, we're going to add in the carpet after the fact.
Yeah.
And it's just going to pull everything together. And I find with clients the best way for them to see whether a carpet works or not is to bring it home.
Right.
It's very hard to tell in a store when you're looking. You often have a little piece of your fabric and you're trying to decide. Many of the better carpet dealers, and these all came from Weaver's Art, they'll bring them right to your home and they'll bring 2 or 3 choices and you see them under your own furniture and it is so obvious which carpet is the perfect carpet for the room.
It makes a huge difference. And speaking of textiles, hello, this
I
yummy necklace
bought this
you brought in Israel.
I was working
Gorgeous.
really hard and I wanted to make sure I found some things to purchase because that's part of what I do.
Hard work, I tell you.
Hard work, and I did. This is all made of leather.
So
leather
cool.
strips.
Very
Isn't that
nice textile. Yeah, it's gorgeous.